On an unrelated note, does anyone know how to fix a hot air balloon? Take that as a resounding no. You do?
He might.
I'll talk to you after the show. Okay, thank you. Seriously, you're in a much better basket
Excuse me,
than
sorry.
I am. But it's good to see you all tonight. And seriously, don't mind that. It's just one of many mishaps I've had on my way to get to you all this evening. Some like to travel by train. Yes, maybe. Train, yes. Or horseback even. Yes. Did I hear a scooter in the back? Maybe. But that's okay. You know what? My preferred method? It was always hot air balloon. Was always hot air balloon. And despite my numerous crash landings, I always seem to outsmart that Grim Reaper. Well, those you might suspect, I couldn't outrun death forever. I'm getting ahead of myself though. My name. I'm Albert Hape. You may recognize my name because my family owned the land that became Hapeville. But I went by a different name, a cool nickname, if you will. Some people called me a daredevil dentist. Were you a dentist? Do you find that a funny combination? Well, come on, think about it. I mean, back in my day, pulling teeth was like barbaric, you know? It took a man of bold character, such as myself, ourselves, to do that kind of job. But you know what? I also had another nickname, a better one you might like. Some also called me a Casanova. Where I was also known for my fine looks and romantic nature. And lucky for you ladies, I'm still available since I died a bachelor. I digress though. My story. It begins in 1842, up in Maryland. But by the 1860s, I found myself down here in Georgia, where I ended up a Confederate soldier and was promptly shot and killed in the Battle of Griswoldville. But wait! The rumors of my death were highly exaggerated. Despite a dreadful chest wound and missing a lung, I survived. Much to the surprise of my family, who had already been notified of my demise. And you know, after that, I no longer feared death, even rejoiced in tempting fate. So, I became an avid balloonist, in a time when such endeavors were wildly dangerous. You could say that ballooning became the love of my life. Sorry, ladies. My daring exploits were reported in newspapers, and crowds gathered to watch me ascend into the great blue yonder. I floated through the Tallulah Gorge. I launched off a stone mountain. But my most famous adventure took place on New Year's Day in 1870. I was planning this excursion with a well-known aeronaut named Professor King. But imagine this. 8,000 people had assembled to watch the amazing ascension of the professor's state-of-the-art balloon called the Hyperion. Excitement rippled through the crowd. Thank you. Okay, look, you may be immune to the wonders of air travel, but to us, it was like witnessing a miracle. Come on, think about it. It was like our own daring Icarus challenging the sun. No? Okay, fine. But just as we were ready to depart, a storm rolled in, and Professor King decided it was too risky to take his majestic balloon up into the atmosphere. But I was young, and throwing caution to the wind, I shouted, "I'll take it up!" I leapt into the basket and cut the ropes. Up I went, reaching the height of 1 mile in less than 3 minutes. The sounds of the crowd faded away, and I drifted blissfully off into the clouds. And then disaster struck. I heard a loud bang as my balloon burst open, and I was dropping to earth faster than I had risen. It began to swing like a pendulum, but somehow I gathered my wits about me and fashioned the busted balloon into a kind of parachute, which I clung to with little hope of survival. I hit the ground with great force and was knocked unconscious. Sometime later, I awoke with the rain on my face and a lovely lady standing nearby. She smiled at me. Thank you. Asked me, "Are you hurt?" She asked. I simply smiled back. I was alive. And I couldn't wait to do it all again. Now, my friends, there's one other thing I wanted to tell you before you left, and it was this. Okay, wait a minute. I did the hot air balloon. I did the dentistry. I did the cemetery. No, I didn't do the cemetery. My true and final demise. Okay, let's be honest. I really hate telling this part about my story, because when death, finally me, I didn't plummet to earth or disappear into the horizon as I had hoped. No, it snuck up on me. One simple afternoon in 1884, at 42 years old, I dropped dead in my office. I was so irritated. And where's the glory in that, you know? The clamoring crowds. But fate has a sense of humor, and I left this world with a whimper rather than a roar. Still, I did have some outstanding obituaries, a fine funeral at St. Philip's, and I'm told a number of hopeful maidens wept heartily upon my death. That did cheer me up. Now, my friends, before you leave me tonight, I want to say this. Of all the stories from beneath these headstones you've heard, just a few of them, wonderful ones, yes, but there are so many more. Here at Oakland, we're bursting with fascinating tales and tours, whether you're interested in history or mystery. Heck, we got a whole tour that's just about beer, so come back anytime. We're just dying to tell you our true life adventures. Now, my friends, go boldly out into the night. Live large and laugh often. And perhaps you'll see me floating across the blue skies of your dreams tonight. Good night.